Hello, YouTube. So today I wanted to talk about a topic that is deeply personal to me and is one that I don't feel like gets nearly enough attention on the cyberspace, and that is the topic of the manosphere, or also known as the Red Pill community. Now, for those of you that don't know, in which case, thank God, you sweet summer child, the incel community is a cesspool of radical misogynists who basically consider themselves incels, which are also known as involuntary celibates. In other words, they're coping with the fact that they do not have female companionship by blaming anyone but themselves. Now, the group as a whole has been covered plenty of times by plenty of different people who are more popular than I am, who will reach more people than I will. But there is a specific aspect I want to talk about, and to do that, I will use an anecdote. So, about a year ago, I was in a pretty dark place. A lot of it revolved around the fact that I did not have a girlfriend, that I had not had a relationship ever, which I still have not. Thankfully, it doesn't bother me as much now, but it did then. And everyone around me had girlfriends, they had relationships, and I was, I guess, jealous in a way, but I also felt like I had been left behind, like I was missing out on something. And as it turns out, I ended up using the internet as a way to cope. I wanted to find people who were like me, to feel normal, to feel like my emotions were validated in some way, like I wasn't an outcast in society. And so I went to the Red Pill community, inadvertently basically becoming an incel myself. One thing I believed in for a long time was the male loneliness epidemic, which in retrospect is entirely fake and conceived by imbeciles trying to manipulate young men, but I believed it, and I was in a really dark place for a long time until my sister came along and smacked my ass out of it. So I am here. I am as I am now because of her, and I owe that to her. But it will be a time that I always reflect on with shame and regret. But that anecdote, as short as it was meant to tell you that older incels in their 40s, 50s are bitter at the world, and they want to indoctrinate young men to their cause, to their woman-hating cause specifically. They basically manipulate young men between the ages of 15 to 25 into joining the incel community. And it is terrible and manipulative, and it needs to be more well known and documented. There needs to be more awareness about it, because mental health is a big struggle among the youth these days. And people that take advantage of that are evil, flat out evil. I wish I had a good role model, and I'm trying my best to be a good role model to my younger friends, which are basically family at this point. So I'm glad, or I hope anyway, that this video informed you to stay away from red pill communities and to make sure that your friends, your family do not fall into its trap, because it is an awful place to be. That's all I got, though, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.